1999 C500, the M119 engine. Fuel pump, carbon acting kind of funny lately. Bouncing around. Looking at the pressure gauge, fuel pressure gauge, bouncing around. I am smelling fuel. I don't see anything leaking anywhere, so I'm gonna see where it's coming from. Alright, so I'm gonna shut the car off and see what happens. See if it loses any fuel pressure. Yep. So there's got to be a leak somewhere. I'm gonna check the fuel pump. I'm looking around here. I don't see anything here. Nothing leaking in the injectors. Fuel pressure regulator. Let me check that. I'm gonna check the vacuum on that. See what that does. All right. So after carefully walking around the whole car, this is what I found. See that right there? It's leaking from either the fuel pump or a line or something. So this is the issue that's causing my fuel pressure to drop. Car's acting kind of funky. So, but I'm still gonna go ahead and replace that. I'm still gonna go ahead and replace that fuel pressure regulator because it's original. This pump is also original, so I think I'm gonna just go ahead and bite the bullet and just put a new one in. I have to worry about that again. Also the fuel pressure filter too. All right, so I have my Mighty Vac hooked up to the FPR. I got a little adapter in there, and I'm gonna see right now if it's holding pressure. Yeah, it's holding pressure. So this is fine. The only place to check now is the fuel pump in the back, fuel filter, the lines or something. Maybe it's a cracked line. Everything, just about half of everything on this car is original. So we'll see what happens. Yep, here's the culprit right there. Now, like I said before, that's the original pump. The line looks pretty bad too, but I think it's coming from that seal right there. From that black seal. But anyway, it's coming out. Alright, so here's the pump. The pump is out. You gotta have gas clamps and stuff like that. That hose right there, man, that thing's not convincing me. That thing looks really old. It's busted. But that filter is new. I remember I replaced that filter about a month ago. So that thing is good. But here's the pump. This thing looks old as hell, man. I mean, might be original. I'm not sure. I mean, if this thing's original, it lasted all this time. Well, that's not bad. Then again, this car's only got 115,000 miles, so it's negative. This is the positive, and this is negative. This hose here looks kind of dry rotted. I'm gonna see. Hopefully, I have one in there. I doubt it, but we'll see. Yeah, I always write the date. Lately, I've been having a habit of I always write the date on the new parts, so I even engraved it right here too. Yep. All right, so the new pump is in. Put a new hose on there. This is an aftermarket pump, but they're all pretty much made by the same company, so I'm not gonna stress it too much. Usually aftermarket parts from Mercedes, not all the time, but for the most part, aftermarket parts from Mercedes are pretty good because these aftermarket companies, what they do is they just refurbish, rebuild the old original Mercedes equipment. So I'm gonna fire up now, see what happens. Fingers crossed. All right, so nothing's leaking. Sounds fine. So I'm gonna check the fuel pressure now, see what happens. Oh yeah, it's holding perfectly. I mean, it'll drop. As you can see, the fuel pump is still holding up at 50. Now I'm gonna check the fuel pressure regulator. This guy right here. I'm gonna disconnect the hose here. I try to pull it off already. This is real tight. Most of the time, if it's the original hose, it's gonna split either here or it's gonna split over here. Pull it out, see if it's leaking. This ought to jump to 60, which it did. But this is gonna start spitting out oil pretty soon. I mean, gas if it's bad, and you can see right here it already is. So this is a bad fuel pressure regulator. I think I have. Here is the new one. It's supposed to be a Bosch, but it's not. It's not an authentic Bosch. It's a knockoff. I got ripped off. You got to be careful. The original Bosch has hologram sticker on it, and see this VIN number right here. If you look up that VIN number, this part number up here. If you look up this part number at protectbosch.com, it'll tell you if this part is authentic or not. I looked it up and it's a fake, but I mean, how bad can it be? It looks just like that one, so I'm gonna put it on and see what happens. You can see the fuel pressure dropping too. It's like literally dropping like a ton of bricks. See that? It's supposed to hold around 36, around 35 up here, but you can see how fast it's dropping. It's because the diaphragm in here is busted already. All right, so carefully putting once you get the clip off, I should have mentioned that part, you gotta have one of these tools to get this circlip off. You're gonna get in here with a little tiny screwdriver and then you're gonna pry it up. Obviously you can see I did it already, but I didn't record it. Pull it out. I'm gonna test that in a little while. You're gonna put the new one in. I wet my fingertip with a little bit of white lithium grease and then just spun it around here right here, and then I'm gonna put it back in. I already wiped this down too before. Push it down. There you go, it's nice and seated. All right, so the new fuel pressure regulator is on. You can see right here that it's holding pressure between 45 and 50, probably about 48, 49 around there, which is normal. 47, 48, 45 till 52 is normal for a Benz. I'm gonna shut it up and see what happens now. It's supposed to drop down to like 30 or so, give or take. All right, you can see right here that it's still holding at 35. With the old one, I would have been down to 10 already. It would have dropped a long time ago. So it's holding fine right here. All right, so I guess it's safe to say that the fuel pressure regulator goes bad on these M119 engines, W140s, and I believe a lot of other chassis have the same type of fuel pressure regulator. Yeah, I'm happy with this. This is exactly what I want to see. No leaks in the system. Okay, so in conclusion, the car's running fine now. It was running good a few months ago. It just started acting kind of funky, sputtering at no power, and turned out to be it's a good thing because it was a number of things. One, my fuel pump was leaking, and it was the original one. You saw that one earlier. I replaced the line too. It was kind of dry rotted, and the fuel pressure regulator was bad too. So when I get back, I'm going on a little road trip now. So when I get back, I'm gonna do the spark plugs. Xavier gave me a couple of coil packs that are still good, and I had 2 other that were new too, so I'll probably get about 3 or 4 more. And I already did all the vacuum lines, and I'm gonna add I'm gonna check to see if this car has a one-way check valve in the back by the fuel tank. I'm not sure if they do. A lot of them do, so I'm gonna check if this particular model has one. But other than that, she's running good now. She's got a lot of power. It's a 5.0. This thing takes off like a rocket now. So I'm happy with this. I'm a happy camper.